shit, man. Dang.
Shit, fuck shit.
It's 3, 2, 1.
So I'm going to 2, 3, 4, 5. We are nice. Yeah. What's up, everybody? We're back at the ParBar. Sunday night, 7:21, and we're right on time. Right on time. Let's go Green Bay. I'll be playing. But once again, my name's Richie. I'm your host for tonight. And joining me at the ParBar, Mr. Vince T. What's up, everybody? Uncle No, Uncle Dave, and the new name, Mr. Frentez over there in the corner. Frentez. Yeah, I like that. He's Mr. Frentez. Yeah. And joining us at the ParBar tonight, we have, we didn't say it's a royal court, but we'll call you guys a royal court. He has a crown on. And that's what do they call these? Tiaras. That's not like I'm not from royalty, son. I'm from the ground. They used to chew us wrong. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, hey. But we have Miss Serena. Miss Serena Sablan. Yes. See that? You like that. And Miss Alana Godoy. That's it. You can say that. Okay, see. Yeah, because I want to say that one. Oh, really? But yeah, thank you guys for joining us. You're people court. You guys have been now within when you guys get crowned?
In June. At our annual pageant.
Annual pageant, which is over there at the
This year it was at Sweetwater High School. So it just depends. Like last year it was at the Park here, and this year they moved it to Sweetwater High School.
Okay, so it kind of moved, and is it an inclusive, exclusive thing? Like,
everybody's welcome. We sell tickets, and we usually sell to family and friends, but you can also purchase tickets online and also look out for our promotions.
Oh wow! So do you guys know about that? No. We should know. Yeah. We don't. I think I didn't know about it now. Now I'm thinking about it. We were going to go. We couldn't go because it was the day before we left the floor. That is. Yeah. But this is the first year I actually heard about it. I can say that. How was that turnout?
It was good. Yeah. I just thought both of our families came together. It was me and her this year in pageant, and see all the presentation and support that we have for Jericho. The year was really nice too. And then we had laws come before the video came, and they gave us a good time.
What did they do?
They were good. They were really talented. We weren't able to see them perform because they were backstage the whole time, but they performed before the show and at the end.
That's good. My wife will be happy to hear that. His wife's good for Tell us a little bit about the pageant. I actually did want to go. We had to go to one, like I said. Tell us a little about the pageant and what it all entails as far as what the pageant has.
So there's a couple processes that you have to go to. So first, it's your basic application, filling out some of your information, proving that you're from Miss descent. And then you also have to write an essay about why you want to be your Miss Cuba and your qualifications. And from there, once you're picked to enter the competition, then you go through 7 stages. Then you do an introduction, and that's basically stating our mission statement to the world. And also we do the talent portion and also answer that question.
Okay. Good like we're having a little sound difficulties on our live feed. So we're gonna adjust that a little bit, but we're gonna continue to talk. Should we continue? Yes. Yeah. Good. Okay. And so tell me a little bit more about like how you prepare for something like that. Like, because I can only imagine with pageants and anything like a competition where you kind of have to adjust yourself and start getting ready for things like that, right? Tell me a little bit about how your preparation might come out.
Honestly, it takes a village. It takes a lot of our support systems, our parents, from grandparents, to the little things such as helping us raise money for our dresses, to selling our tickets, preparing our talent portions, reaching out to our crews and like all of our other talented individuals that we know that we might want to help take part in that. And then as well as people who help us like internally to keep us motivated throughout the entire time and figuring out exactly how we want to represent ourselves, what we want to represent, and as well as how we want to portray our Pacific Islander communities that we are representing.
Right. Okay, that's cool. I mean, so these are things I don't know about. Like, and as far as like, I mean, I guess as guys, I mean, we wouldn't really know those kind of things, right? Like, I never ran into a pageant. Actually, no, I did run into a pageant. Oh, I did run into a pageant. No, I ran into a pageant in high school, Mr. Morris Man of the Year. But I didn't really prepare for it. I just kind of went out there and they had a question for us and we answered the question. But yeah, I feel like it takes a lot more effort. And the reason why I say that is because I feel like it's really with you being involved in your community and trying to get them to understand why you're running versus just wearing a tiara, wearing the dress, walking around with the sash.
Yes, it's definitely more than that.
Right, it's a lot more than
It's a
that.
full-time job. Yeah.
Really?
Yes. You balance sometimes with school, work, family, friends, and then people is definitely a big part of our day as well. Every single day we're doing something towards those people.
So tell me, and I'm going to go for both of you guys, ladies. Tell me what you kind of, how you balance, or what you're balancing currently on top of this.
Like specifically?
No, just generally.
I am a full-time student at San Diego State, so I'm in their nursing program, and I balance that on top of work. I have 2 jobs right now. I work at a child development center, and then sometimes I'll pick up shifts at Hollister's, like a small retail job on the side, just for extra money and a discount. And and then also just keeping in touch with like our friends and our family, and is definitely a lot more that we have to balance.
That's crazy. So, that's also your nurse, my wife's a nurse, she's a RN, she's got to be a senior from the Natalie. But that's a lot, especially with also 2 jobs.
Yes.
And then you have to be involved in the community. Like it's not like you get the crown and you're like, all right, I'm queen, I'm gonna sit on my throne. It's have to do work and get involved, right?
Yes, for sure. There's a lot of different events that we attend, and we kind of network and get to know the community better in order to better represent the community. And so it's a lot of talking to others, it's a lot of figuring out what it is that you believe makes Pacific Islanders so special, and kind of living that to be able to better reach out.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. What do you think makes Pacific Islanders so special? And this is the question for both of you guys. Or ladies, sorry.
Number one for me is definitely the pride. I think we all have strong cultural pride, and when we see each other, we're able to connect, and we just have that special thing in common with all each other that I don't think we face with other cultures, so to speak. But yeah, the pride for sure is what's most important to me, that I love the most. And for me, I believe that when it comes to Pacific Islanders, what I kind of, like, not pride, but always going back to your roots, that no matter how far you go in life, no matter what you go through, to always bring your roots and your people with you, because you wouldn't be who you are without, like, your ancestors and those who came before you. So to be able to, like, delve deeper into your history, ask questions from your grandparents, and to put that into the person that you are, so that you can portray them and honor them, and then also while portraying who you are too, because they are why you are a person.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Gotta have roots, right? Gotta have your own roots. Sorry. what you get?
Me? I'm drinking too. Me? Southside. I can't even move enough from the south.
Well, we know we can't move from the stuff lines and small.
Oh, good, bro. This is like my...
So is this your guys' first year running as 444?
This is my second year. Yes, this is my first year.
Well, how was it for you since we have no? Yeah, how was it? How was your first year?
It was definitely what I expected. It was a lot of work, and it was a lot of tears and just getting through while balancing on top of school. Because from putting into your application to finding out everything that goes into the pageantry,
Right.
It's all the little things that really matter. So you can be working up. I know the night before the pageant, I was up very late because I had little things happen here and there. Like I remember specifically, I had ordered flowers, and they're supposed to be fresh plumeria blooms, and then the night of, they said my flowers won't be there the next day.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yes.
dang.
So that
Yeah,
night,
so-
I had to drive all the way up to Rancho Penasquitos because my aunt has a plumeria tree. So I got lucky. But like, it's just it's just the little things that like really like, it's a lot of stress.
Yeah,
But it
stuff
was
that'll throw you off.
yeah, just
Yeah.
little things that'll throw you off, and you just have to be prepared for that because anything can happen at any time, and there's no one to blame.
Yeah, pageants are crazy, man.
You know,
You gotta be prepared for anything. I mean,
And the fact you were able to persevere and get through it. You
Yes,
know,
it was
you got that
definitely
obstacle and you got over it real quick. So
yeah, and
That's
it was
good.
definitely worth it because the
That's
pageant
good.
was really fun. It
you
was,
guys gotta be at so many places at like one time.
yeah.
Or like in one day, you gotta be like at 3 different events or something. Show face and stuff, man. It has to be hard.
You said you got
On top of school and work and
It's exhausting and stressful, but it's definitely worth it.
yeah.
For
So, of
sure.
course. And then you're showing up at PIFA in front of thousands and thousands of people. You know what I mean? That's cool as hell. I would think.
I love it.
Ladies,
I'm running next year.
speaking of running, can you tell the audience where you can get an application to apply for PIFA?
Well, it's available on the website. They usually become available around
I think
February,
January, I think.
January, and then they're usually due around March. This year there might be changes, so there's not an exact date of when the next application and when the next pageant will be, but they are available on the website pifasandiego.com, and there's actually a Miss PIFA tab where you can click on it, and then it tells you all about the pageantry and what it's for, as well as showing you the past Miss PIFAs. This is our 15th year now, part of the pageantry, and there's also other tabs there that you can like go through to get more information on that. But if you are interested in running for Miss PIFA, I highly recommend it. It's not just about looking pretty and like being a Barbie doll. It's way more than that. You
Yeah,
have
let
to,
them know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right? It's not about that.
yeah.
It's about being a Barbie doll. With a lot of work.
Not doing it now. So that that was awesome. That if you that voice in the background, that's Joan. She's I guess you like their
Is it
coordinator.
Joan or is it Joan or Joan?
Joanne
Oh,
Fields,
Joanne.
and I'm the media coordinator for PIFA.
Okay, so she's in the background. She's over here. She's on
Yeah,
live.
yeah.
Yeah. And so sorry if you're watching. We've had some like technical difficulties as far as our sound. So I think it's better.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
Whatever.
as high quality as we're used to. You're kind of catching the back end of it. But I adjusted our audio, so
Thank you.
it should be better. Let us know if it's not better.
Yeah.
Moving on. So what do you guys look forward to as people in general? So tell me a little bit about that. Like, I mean, because you're not just there to be the pageant runner and the queen or the princess. And you have to be looking forward to something like the food or the vendors
yes.
or the entertainment. You have to be looking forward to something like that.
I love all of it. Last year when I was part of it, one of the best parts I would say is the procession. It's kind of cool to be the first one on stage and be there for opening prayer. And then after that, we usually do marketing and news segments, and then go run around and see all the vendors. But then at the end of the day, we're able to go shopping and enjoy the food, and that's what makes it even more special.
They ever give you like discounts?
Yeah, princess discount.
Do you? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Hey, that makes
Hey, princess, I gotta try some of that.
Hey, we got
You can have the crown.
no.
Both y'all crowns. I need to get me some of those malasadas.
So tell me who you look forward to as far as like a vendor or like the food or entertainment. Or give me one of each.
Everything's good, I think. I always look
It's the safe one.
I always look
They'll say
forward
things.
to the scrapasubi. That's my absolute favorite, and then the malasadas. And then for performers, I really look forward to Kaleo. That's my hula studio,
And that's where actually that's where me and Alana know each other from. I watched her grow up as a little kid.
Now
her
it's
and
coming.
sister.
Oh,
She's
okay.
petita, she's something like this.
Yeah, and actually our bartender Jason.
Yeah, I was there too.
Yeah. You ain't.
Hey, you want
Yeah,
to
you ain't.
I actually danced for Kaleo for little too.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm. I danced with him.
Was I there?
When?
I don't know.
Hey, look at
That's been a long time.
Wait.
Because I was there.
Perfect.
Do you remember Javen?
I was little.
See?
I was like in
I was little too.
5th grade maybe, but that's how me and Alana know each other too.
Yeah.
We went back to
Oh.
Kaleo.
Oh,
So I started
Nice.
at Napua Ilima, and then I went to Kaleo. And then now I'm with another
Damn old.
yeah.
For sure.
And now who you with right now?
Right now I'm with Hinani in Polynesia.
Okay, cool.
Oh, we saw you guys at the fair. Was that you guys?
Yes,
Okay.
that was us.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what about vendors? Give me a vendor
Ooh,
that you look forward to.
Island Top.
Island
Ooh,
Tap?
Island Tap.
Oh,
Love the
Josh?
place. Yeah. Love
That's my
them.
boy.
I gotta go to Tell Brand.
Oh, dang.
Sorry.
There's no, I mean, I hope there's no feuding over there, but that was also really nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those
My
are
auntie.
big brands, man.
Yeah, those are big brands.
Both
And
big
the
brands.
booths are huge nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, quick question.
Um,
Can you go around the table with that? I want to see who you're interested in.
Sure, we can start with Mr. Francis.
Oh, Princess.
On the little way.
No, I like the Tap vendor. Last year was the first year I actually walked in there and checked it out. I like what they had in there. I like the way that they
They set it up.
Set up.
It was nice.
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
nice.
It feels like a store, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
It's crazy.
Yep, walk in, look at the catalog, tell them what you want, and they bring it. That's the best.
Yeah.
Instead of like fighting the crowd. Like, oh,
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, Josh, you're so smart.
Yeah. Smart guy.
Noel? Uncle
Man,
Noel?
I don't know. I'm not a t-shirt guy, dude. I go for the food booths. Yeah. Islander Grill is real.
Is that the name?
Yeah. No, Islander Grill. I'll go chow over there, dude.
Oh, that's your spot.
Yeah, just because it's $3.99.
Well, not a whole world.
But it's
no,
good. It's good. Even Guam Grill's good too.
Oh,
Guam
yeah,
Grill.
wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Their own short ribs, dude, are the best bomb. You know the best bomb?
What about Vince T? What's your number one?
Well, I go for the vendors at least. I'm excited for hopefully they're Kukui. from the
Okay.
Bay.
Oh yeah.
I like them just because I always like them, but they just dropped this sick ass Raiders shirt.
Is it just clothing that you're talking about, or are you talking
No,
about?
just in general, just like general what you look
Me,
for.
it'd probably just be the fuck I wolf, dude. If you're talking about clothes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll cut out the crowns though. I'm not a crowns guy.
No, there goes our interview with Crown.
Mhm.
Jesus.
So what?
And for me, I'm like more of entertainment, so I always like, because obviously we dance in it, but I always like seeing the other groups. I like to see the younger generation of dance groups, especially the Katoa, things like that. Not Pulima now with under a new direction. That's just me though. I like seeing the younger generation, even like your guys' generation, come up and bring like a different attitude to the dance floor. To me, it's fun. You know, even Cookie's kind of taken over at Kaleo, and so you can tell her style of dance. And for me, that's entertaining. I don't eat really at people because there's no time.
Well, that's how it is, dude.
Yeah, I wish I could eat. And then vendors like 671 Elevate Guam is awesome.
Oh yeah, shout out to
Oh,
LA
yeah.
too. Yeah,
I like
they're
them.
solid.
I like seeing all the vendors too. I don't have a particular one. I'm sad, obviously, but only because of what Josh brings as far as like his face forward kind of design.
Yeah.
But that, I mean, that's for me. Now tell me a little bit about you guys as far as, are you ladies? God dang it. Tell me a little bit more about your background and how you guys kind of came into saying, like, you know what, I'm going to run for Miss People. Because that's not like a decision you make overnight. It's not a decision you would have to take like that in everything you said earlier in consideration. You know what, I'm going to have a whole year of work. Do I really want that? I also have school. I also have work. I mean, so I'm going to start with Serena. Like, what made you say, well, you know what, or where you kind of what, give us your background, your upbringing here in San Diego. Or if you're even from San Diego, I don't even know that. But
Yeah, I was born and raised in San Diego. I am representing Guam, and I've never actually been to Guam, but my grandparents, my dad's mother was born on Guam, as well as my great-grandparents. So they were, with 5 siblings, they were born there, and then they moved over here. And then I had my dad, and then he was born in San Diego, and I was born in San Diego as well. And I was just always under that influence of Pacific Islander, and I'm also half Filipino and Spanish and Mexican. My mom also raised me under the Filipino heritage, so I had that as well. But she also was raised in Kamakani, Kauai. So she was born in Hollywood, and then she moved to Kauai for a little bit and went to high school there, and then came back. So I have that like all-around Islander vibe. And they really taught me like to remember my roots and all of that good stuff. And so we've always attended PIFA ever since I was little. I performed with Napua, performed with Kaleo, and then when I was of age in high school, I then applied for the scholarship program, and they are open to undergraduate as well as graduating high school seniors, and not only Pacific Islanders, but there is also a service award scholarship that awards to individuals who are not necessarily of Pacific Islander descent, but have the upbringing. So I have been in that scholarship program. This is now my 3rd year, and I have seen the PIFA pageantry grow as I was in that scholarship program. I was able to really learn what it was about, because honestly, coming in, like, you see the girls, you're like, oh, like, they're so pretty, but you never know, like, what actually goes into it. And so everyone's just like, you should run, but it took me 3 years to like finally like realize what I wanted to represent, and that's why I decided to run, because I wanted to really learn about the pageantry first and really decide, is this for me? Is this am I able to represent the thousands and thousands of Pacific Islanders out there and like give them a voice, as well as people my age and young women. So it took me a while, and then I finally decided, you know what, I'm gonna run. So. Yeah, I finally found out what I wanted to do in life, so that was set. So when I got into college, I was like, okay, I'm set here. Now what can I do to get more involved with my Pacific Islander side? And then I decided to run.
Cool, man. Yeah, that's a lot of information, but that's awesome information.
That's a lot of work.
It is.
And decisions, you know.
Yeah, decisions. I was gonna say the same
a
thing.
lot of decisions.
To sit there and kind of like balance your mind and like, you know, I'm not gonna jump right into this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Prioritize your life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
prioritize, and I'm gonna jump in right at the right time. It's like double dutch.
Okay, now I'm in.
Yeah. Now I'm in. Let's do this.
Now this story I'm interested in because you did it twice.
I did do it twice.
So 2 full years of hard work.
Yes.
So-
That's impressive.
Thank you. So my background, I'm of Hawaiian descent, and I'm 2nd generation inland. But my grandparents were born in Mananalo, and they came
Oh
here.
yes, we're talking about.
So, I grew up here. I still have yet to go back home to the island. But what made me run for PIFA, I actually applied the same year as Serena. So we've both been in the scholarship program for 3 years. And after the first year, I kind of saw Lisa as queen, and I was like, oh, that was kind of interesting. And that's when I was going into community college. So I definitely needed financial support. And through the pageant, it's not just community representation, but it's also a scholarship. Like, you work hard for scholarship money in order to provide your education. So I made the decision to run last year, and I got 2nd and first princess. And I wanted to come back because my experience last year was just so special.
Amazing. Yeah.
I loved being able to outreach and talk to the community, and I also loved learning more about my culture and other Pacific Islander cultures, and that's what made it really special for me. And I wanted to come back because last year, the Queen Lily and then myself and the second Princess Melina, we created the Next Generation Summit, which was amazing. We had kids from middle school to even, I think, first year college, and they came to SDSU where we had this huge cultural event that talked about different educational opportunities, how to increase your leadership abilities, and also cultural awareness. So it was really nice.
That's awesome.
That's dope. I never heard of that, man.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is, I think we, maybe on the air, we also talk about this and we talk about it off air, but it's really getting our community to understand the opportunities that we currently have. The hardest thing is really getting our community to understand that. It's look, you can go here and you can get help. There's goals, there's things out there for you.
Yep.
But the thing is, if it doesn't say Pacific Islander, they feel like away from it. Yeah, they're like it's not for us. You know, it's not for us. It's made for the other person. And it's like, no, man, it's for everybody. But if you put Pacific Islander this, and all of a sudden they're like, okay, yeah, we're in. We'll jump in that. And they're way more receptive of it. I'm so proud of you for being on part of that. That's awesome. I started the club back at Morris High School, the Pacific Islander Club there. And I don't know if it's still running, but you know, like things like that matter.
It is.
Oh, it is.
Oh, it is?
Awesome.
That's good to know. I mean, things like that matter to us. You know what I mean? Like, at least our people. To know that you can go somewhere, and I wish our people wouldn't be that shy. Maybe it's just like what's the word?
I don't think it's shy. I think it's more pride.
Is it pride? Like
Yeah.
pride, like you don't want free money?
Yeah. I think it's more pride, yeah. I would think it is.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't need that.
If I may
My mom
chime
can
in,
get it.
well, I'm only chiming in because I'm glad that you brought up Morris Pisa there, but it's the opportunity to participate. So I know Pat Palma's watching. She's our volunteer coordinator, and there are a lot of young people that we're asking. We need hundreds of volunteers for the event. So if you can talk about that, Serena and Alana, about the volunteer opportunities, because they're volunteering to come here to get the word out. But one way in to PIFA is to volunteer. It doesn't matter your age. They prefer high school to college, but can you expand on the volunteer opportunities at PIFA and throughout the year?
So at the festival, PIFA also has their own little booths that they run too that do need some manpower. And it's also for individuals, high school individuals who can get those community service hours while attending a fun event. And it's not just working an entire day. The applications are online, and I believe you also get a t-shirt out of it for being a volunteer. And there's from the little things to selling t-shirts, to selling programs, to picking up after, the little things that no one really sees or thinks about when they attend the event. But there's always like the behind the scenes that really need some support. So if anyone is interested in being a volunteer, we welcome everyone. The more the merrier. And if you're attending already, just donate maybe like 2, 3, 4 hours of your time, and you can enjoy the festival the rest of the day and be with your family. And
Yeah, I think so. We actually had Joseph Talmoa on here last year. I think and the year before that.
Yeah.
We talked with them about like volunteer work and how people kind of runs, and how it was kind of a sad thing that we have. I think what's the count as far as like population? You guys know how many people come to PIFA?
I think 50,000 both days, like 50,000 Saturday, 50,000 Sunday.
So about 100,000 total.
So about 100,000 people, and that within the community we weren't able to find at least 300 volunteers.
Right. It was less than 50, man.
Yeah,
I think
Joseph had go like some crazy number, like I think there's only 40 volunteers.
Yeah, and we don't just start on Saturday and Sunday. They actually start on Thursday.
Right, for setup.
Right.
Thursday through Monday.
And just FYI, Wrenches has volunteered plenty of motherfucking times. You know what I'm saying? So that's just, I'm dropping that F bomb because we volunteer plenty of times. And that's, I mean, Noel's been out there. He's built the stage. with a couple of
Couple
guys.
years.
I think he took a 8-hour job and made that like a 16-hour job. That was great.
Job security. Hey, but it's good though. Looks good.
It
held up a bunch of weight.
But I mean, how? I mean, give me an idea of how you would think you can get more volunteers. Because for me, I'm just like, I would throw the dance groups out there. I'd be like, you know what? You need to donate 50 dancers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's me.
Yeah, the dance groups definitely help. I think we should target more high school students because I know they need the community service hours in order to graduate.
So, like, even just reaching out to the Pacific Islander clubs
Yeah.
at all the high schools, because I know not only Morris has a Pacific Islander club, like from East Lake, Otay, Olympian, not just Pacific Islander clubs, they have Polynesian dance clubs on top of that want to see more of the Polynesian culture because there are individuals of different backgrounds, so Mexican, Caucasian, African American that are attending and participating in these group clubs that don't know about everything else that Pacific Islanders bring to the table, especially in San Diego.
So what you're saying is kind of like an exchange of like help. Is that what you're saying? Like bringing like more outside cultures to help our culture, and then we'll exchange like give our culture to them. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like scratch our back, we'll scratch yours type.
Is that what you're saying? Linda?
I think.
It has
I don't know.
Or are you saying like get more of our Pacific Islander brothers?
No, I just think they just need the hours, man.
Yeah, I
High
think
schoolers, you know what I
everyone-
mean?
Yeah.
High school
I mean,
in
that-
general definitely
yeah.
need more hours.
But you want to target, I would think you would want to target your own people just to be like, hey, man,
It makes sense, man.
put in your dues, you know what I mean? You come here every year, now you graduated next year. Get some hours in. You know what I
And
mean?
for those that are volunteering from other cultures, I think it's also cool for them to learn more about what we bring
Yeah,
to the table,
different
like Serena
cultures,
said. And especially if they're interested in it and they don't know much about it, it's definitely a
Have
good,
you? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Keep on.
it's definitely a good intro into what the Pacific Islander Festival is.
Yeah.
And it's a good time. Like they can come out, volunteer for 4 hours, and then go have fun and walk around.
Have you been to any other cultural events similar to PIFA?
The Asian American Festival, that was fun. I did that, I think, like 3 years ago. I was a performer. I danced with Cleo there.
Okay.
And
Philam, Filipino American, in here in Paradise Valley Road. They usually have it every year too. I've been.
What's it called?
Yeah, feel that.
The
You know,
flag.
you heard about it? They block off like, I think, what is it, Woodman or?
Yeah,
I think it's all
Woodland,
like
down
Paradise Valley
Paradise Valley
Road.
Road.
You block off Woodman? That's a huge
Yeah,
street.
you block
Yeah, they block it off
Woodman,
Woodman down.
all the way down to Potomac and then the whole park area.
I don't
And then
It's a
even
huge
past
one.
that, all the way down to,
Not
all the way down
Not Woodman, but right-
like the
right
naval
there.
housing.
It used to be Paradise
Really?
Valley Road. I actually started that in '05.
Why did I have
So
to
they
do
moved it. There's another group that started that or tried to take that. And now it's at SCPA. It's at a smaller venue. But I know that the girls have participated in Island Vibe Music Festival. They represented there. And I want to switch gears because Pat Palma gave additional benefits when you volunteer. So if you volunteer, you can get a T-shirt, PIFA event T-shirt at $7 versus the $20 retail. And if you volunteer for at least 4 hours or more, you get a free meal ticket to eat at one of our
hold on,
food vendors
hold
for
on.
free. Free
Because I've been
99.
volunteering a lot, man. I haven't got no free meal. Well, this year I should get 3 meal tickets. I'm using them all on
It expires.
Malasadas.
Okay.
That's
So but you have to sign up, and you can sign up again at
Nutella.
www.pifasandiego.com or on site.
Damn it.
So Pat's watching, so she'll know.
All right, so that's
Hey,
once
Pat,
again, if you go
look out for me. I'll be putting the stage this year too.
People San Diego, peoplesandiego.com.
Mhm.
If you could jump on there, you guys can do volunteer work. I encourage our people and our culture and anybody else, but really our culture to get involved. This is the only way things work. It's the only way things work is that our people put in time. And I think we talked about it with Joseph. It's just that we kind of felt like it was our time to kind of jump in and grab the bull by the horns to try to help out as well.
Right. No, we have to, man.
But if you guys have any say, what I'm saying is, you tell the dance groups every year we got to switch in and out. We got to switch in and out because the Ranchers volunteer almost every year now. But I don't understand why. And then I mean, You mean Noah, Jenny, you can get mad at me. Chelsea, you guys can get mad at me.
Yeah.
But you know what? The truth is the truth, man. We all got to jump in there. We all got to help out. You guys all have 200 plus dancers, 80 plus dancers, 100
We all
plus
have a
dancers,
great time.
and you know, take a day.
Keep
You
it
and someone
alive.
on council, man. And Kiki, you guys take a day. Take a day, and then once you do it, take a year off, take 3 years off. The next group comes in and they do it. It's almost a privilege. I think people forget it's a privilege to dance at PIFA.
Yeah.
It isn't a right.
Right.
You aren't guaranteed that spot. Anybody can get kicked out.
Yeah.
You suck, you should be out. That's straight up. Even us. We suck, kick us out.
Please.
You know? But
So we can get a year
No,
break.
that's a.
but that's not kick us out.
So we can get them ready.
But that's the truth, and that's the thing is that there's so many groups from other counties who really want to dance at PIFA.
Yeah.
It's the biggest thing in the nation for Pacific Islanders.
So do you think we take this for granted?
I think so. I definitely think.
I
so.
think a lot of people take it for granted, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the biggest Pacific Islander festival in the United States.
Yes,
You know what
I'll
I
just
mean?
say United States because I don't really know the facts.
it is. It is.
Unless you're on an island, you know what I mean? Then
Yeah.
it's a festival.
Unless you're in
every
New
day.
Zealand, I think New Zealand has the biggest in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, we're right behind them though. Like,
Yeah.
I believe. Right.
And
Sure.
it's crazy because all the board members, all the volunteers, no one is paid in PIFA. Everything is volunteerism.
Yeah.
Joanne,
That's what
Jolene, Joseph, Uncle Sam, everyone is dedicates
Man,
their own time and sleepless nights.
I would
No
think
one
if they
gets
charge
paid.
people even $1, you know what I mean, to get it, they're gonna
Oh.
pay $1.
Oh,
You know
dude.
what I mean?
Dude,
Imagine people that had
Imagine
100,000 to throw what they wanted to throw.
Yeah.
An extra $100,000.
Oh,
Ridiculous.
man.
Joseph Talmud
yeah,
out there.
yeah.
He just chimed in, and you know, like, and I'm really proud of you ladies. I just want to say that, like, I'm really proud of you ladies for stepping in the spotlight that you were in. It's not easy. I mean, anybody's in a leadership position like you guys are. You guys are being looked up to right now. You guys mess up, they watch you and they judge you. They judge you.
For sure.
You know, so I mean, you got to wear that crown. You wear it proudly. So tell me a little bit more about your future as far as whether it be dancing or whether it be within the community, or what you see as far as the future of PIFA.
I think PIFA is definitely evolving. We're coming, I think our generation especially, me, you, Lily, Melina, we're coming into our age where we're working harder so that way we can be able to give back to PIFA. Because I think PIFA has been a part of all of our lives for so long, and it's definitely time that the next generation step up and become more involved with it for sure. As for my future and the Pacific Islander community, I'm actually working on videos right now that's going to talk more about social issues that Pacific Islanders face. So I'm going to go into more detail about that later. I'll give you guys the information for that. But that's currently in the books because I think it's really important that Pacific Islanders address the issues that we face as a community and as the human race in general.
Sorry, I was
That's good.
my wife's up there. She wants the food, so it's all good. That's great. And actually, I want you to talk a little bit before we're going to take a break here in a little bit. But I want to hear more about that because that's an awesome subject. I think there's a big disconnect as far as also like us socially able to, I think, communicate with each other, right? Like just to kind of like talk, kind of like this.
Yeah,
So the reason why the ParBar was open was because we would have these conversations around a barbecue, but we can have these conversations anywhere. And
Right.
you should bring them to
Yeah.
the table eventually.
It just so happens we're just kind of hanging out.
Yeah. And so we decided, just like what you're saying is there are issues in our community that need to be brought up to the forefront. And I want to hear what you're about that. Serena, tell me a little bit about what your run was on as far as like what your premise of what your goals were. As
These people.
yes.
My goals internally were to develop as a person, to build that ability to step out of my comfort zone and really learn how to network better for not just myself but for the community. I wanted to find an outlet for myself to be able to be on a platform where people can look up to me and if they have any questions can go to me and be able to represent everything that PIFA is about too. Because PIFA has been a part of all of our lives for so long, and I think, yeah, I do understand and believe that we need to start giving back to PIFA because PIFA is PIFA doesn't just like give us like the festival and like a weekend to have fun. PIFA gives us time for our families to, because I know PIFA has been my family tradition for so long. Every year we get a hotel room across the street, and it's no matter what is happening in our busy, crazy lives, that one weekend always brings us together.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, that's sick.
so to be able to have somewhere to enjoy and have my friends and family come out and be there and support me and Alana and everything that PIFA is, it's just amazing. And so me as Miss PIFA, I want to be able to encourage other young women to take that role too. It's really hard to want to step in there because I know it took me 3 years to want to do it, but now that I'm here, it's worth it. So, yeah, I just wanted to help to give Miss PIFA another perspective, like for the outside looking in, to understand what we're really about.
Nice.
So that was my kind of goal.
That's good. I mean, and I think you guys do help. I mean, once again, the show is really for people to learn who you guys are. When they see you guys on a platform, they just see you guys as people wearing a crown, walking around with a sash. Here, you get to learn about you guys and learn about you ladies. God, you ladies. But to learn about you and what your really goals are. This is really why ParBar is here, is for people to learn about the people in the background who,
Sure.
I mean, it's weird because they only judge you by what you look like.
Yeah, they just
Oh,
go like,
oh.
so that's a pretty girl right there. Yeah, she could be queen.
Yeah, and then somebody else was like,
She could be my
yeah, she's not big. And it's like, dude, they're just here to help the community. They're here to help the community. They're not.
Yes,
They're,
exactly.
they're just, the crown ain't nothing.
Yeah.
If anything, it just hurts their head.
That's very true.
You know what I mean? But we're gonna take a quick break. Real quick break. We got Jesse and Ruby on the intermission. They'll be here during PIFA. They're gonna be here on Sunday performing. I'm not sure the time frame. I don't know if we got a time slot. Joanne, do you have a time slot?
We'll look it up on their site. It's on the Sons and Daughters of Guam site.
Okay, they're gonna also be here Sunday. We're gonna take a quick break and just kind of recap, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna finish off this awesome interview. You guys are doing great, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I actually learned a lot personally, just by listening to you guys. Ladies, I've been listening to you, ladies, and you guys been doing great. I can't wait to hear just the closing up questions, and then what you guys think of how people can advance and be better. So we'll be right back. Vince, are you ready?
Yep.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We're still gonna go on live, and then we have another comment before we go. Tova's John J says charging is the only way to do it things.
Yes, sir.
And
I'm
not sure I agree.
On my credit card.
So I think if you charging, is when people stop coming.
Yeah, no, but I don't know, dude, if it charges $1, dude, you think that
$1, $2? Hey, people go to the swap meet.
Yeah, and the kids under,
$1,
10 are free.
All right. I'm not sure, but we'll take a break. All right,
They can't do it because they're a non-profit. That's how come they can't do it.
Sure.
Bring it in.
So 679 views and
What do you guys think? What do you guys want to think about? Oh, sure.
Oh, I should have recorded that.
This is like this. Ready? All right. I'm gonna go like this. I'm like this.
That would have been a good boomerang.
Yeah.
You guys are talking like girls. Like girls.
He wouldn't know because he's petty. The way that they would talk.
No, my wife did that. That's what she talks.
That's the head on that.
What would you like to discuss before we? I'm gonna jump on her. What you ran on.
So the reason it's described that it's not only for
So, Bob?
Before you guys close out, can you plug the parking? We have the parking is the biggest issue. So people go to the shuttle.
Like 30 seconds.
They've never promoted, but there is we can't say raffle, but it's an opportunity drawing where you can win 2 tickets to Hawaii free. Have they given you guys a script on the raffle or opportunity drawing? No.
I have no more tickets. Crazy when you can smell your own funk, dude. Oh, God, man. Need a shower.
All right, everybody, we're back.
And we're back from that note.
Back from the ParBar.
And I'll
That
go
was
to the shower.
Justin Bias and Ruby Santos. Mom will be here Sunday at PIFA and also for the 65th anniversary at the Guam Club San Diego. But we're back. We're with the PIFA court. You should say court.
Yeah. And the ladies.
And the lady. Oh, is it you? Alana Goodaway. And Serena Saban. Roger. Anyway, we're gonna jump on a little bit. I want to hear about the food drive. You guys have a food drive coming up, which is also beneficial not just to the survivors but also the community in general. Who wants to talk on that?
I guess I can touch on that. So this year we are conducting a food drive. We are doing it to help address the food insecurity that many families face here in San Diego. So I believe we are paired up with Jacob's Food Shelter. I don't know the name, I could be totally wrong. But we are encouraging families to bring at least 1 or 2 canned goods, non-perishable items to the festival. And it can really go a long way. Because when you think about it, like over 100,000 people that attend this festival, and if everyone brought 1 can
Of spam.
Something like mac and cheese, something that's just sitting in your pantry,
Right.
it can go a long way.
That'll never be sitting in the pantry, though.
Yeah, that's never
That's
gonna
in
be.
the pan.
Yeah, we're eating that. Now you might find some cans of black beans. In there.
Garbanzo beans in the pan. No, I was
Okay,
saying I was gonna bring like 50 cans, man. Can I get a VIP pass?
Oh, so the white canopy.
Bro,
Okay, so one can you're asking one families to bring 1 or 2 cans, whatever they have. I was gonna say spam.
Whatever
beef.
they have.
Whatever they have,
everything.
non-perishable.
Non-perishable.
And it goes to just families in general. There's no,
Yes.
not just specific Islander families, it's families in general. And
San
that's great.
Diego Food Bank.
Nice.
San Diego Food Bank.
Okay. And what other fundraisers are you guys doing over there as far as people? Are there any other ones besides the
At
The food bank one?
festival, well, I guess purchasing T-shirts and all the little things like food and drinks and pamphlets
We
are
have
part
the
of our fundraising programs.
souvenir
oh,
programs.
programs.
Program booklets.
they go towards FIFA?
Yes.
And tell me a little bit about the funding for the scholarships.
Oh, okay. So scholarships are funded by events that are held throughout the year. One main event is Taste of PIFA. That was back in July, where food vendors from different restaurants like Matua's or Gohan Grill or Ho'anani Cakes come and they give everyone an opportunity. So you buy a ticket and it's at Valley High usually, and your ticket, you're able to taste something at every single booth.
Right.
Yeah, so it's basically Taste of the Pacific, and there's also groups that perform. Me and Alana are presented there for the first time as Queen and Princess, so that is like our debut, and that is just one of many other events that we hold, as well as the pageantry goes towards that as well. And
Were we there last year?
We were there last year.
Yeah.
Yes, that was our
Yeah.
first one.
That was awesome.
Very dope. Shout out to
Yeah, that was my first time
there.
ever being there. At that event. That was an amazing event.
Oh, dude,
By the way.
awesome.
For the price, I'm telling you right now, for the price, it's
Yes.
way worth it.
Everybody.
There's a lot of cool fundraising events we have throughout the year. So we have the Taste of the Pacific, the pageant. Those two specifically go towards scholarships. We also have like casino runs and meals at hometown buffet and stuff like that.
oh yes,
Oh, the hometown buffet ones. Those are like breakfast, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I think we went to a couple last year too.
yeah, that, and I think they had Applebee's.
oh yes, we did have Applebee's 2 years ago.
Applebee's breakfast.
Yeah.
But there's various ones throughout the year, so they'll come up whenever they find
And
them.
where can they find that kind of information? Like, because I feel like sometimes they're not publicized. They're not publicized as much as they should be, right? So,
Yes.
like I said, the pageant. If someone hadn't like asked us to be part of the pageant, I wouldn't have known about it. If someone didn't tell me, if my mother-in-law didn't say, hey, you got to go to hometown buffet this weekend. We're having a fundraiser for PIFA. I wouldn't have known. So how does the social media, like, where can they find like the social media besides just the website? Because no one really uses websites anymore.
We do have an Instagram and Facebook. I think that marketing and like our social media presence is definitely one of the things that we need to step up this year.
Yes,
Right.
that was something we did discuss, how, especially individuals our age, everyone's on their phone, everyone's on the go, not just because they're bored, but you don't really get to sit down in front of a TV anymore. You kind of just like check on your phone and go. So everything that you get from like news updates to social media, even just like opening it up for 1 second, will you can get the word out there. So to be able to reach out to the younger generation and even like the older generation too are on their phone all the time. So I think we do need to step up the marketing, maybe like expand to other social media apps. I think that would be a really good idea because sometimes not everyone's on Instagram anymore. There's a lot of people on Twitter. There's a lot of people on Snapchat. There's a lot of people.
Right.
I think we should definitely.
That's what people. Does people have a Snapchat?
No.
I don't know.
Do they have a filter?
Yeah, they should have a filter.
We're working on the filter as we speak.
Okay.
And also there's an app so that we can put the program. So yes, we are stepping it up, but being on ParBar, being on ParBar and everybody that is involved. So like right now, if they're watching on ParBar, we invite them to like our page also on Facebook.com/PIFA San Diego. That's PIFA San Diego. But all of us have a responsibility. We're looking to put up banners. We're going to put up the entertainment program with the social media icons on there. And so, yes, we do need to step up. But if we don't get the feedback, like we are getting now,
Right.
then things don't change. Because again, this event, if we plan it all year round, so we're not looking at not just one person, so it's a whole team. So again, thank you for the feedback, and we are going to have a filter this year.
All right.
Well, thank you.
Well, I want to filter with Joseph's face on it. So.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, I want to see that shit. Joseph with the microphone right here.
That is the part where we should.
I mean, that's honestly that's what the kind of feedback you gotta want is you want that kind of feedback because
Well, sorry guys.
you can't see it on the
Ladies, I'm
podcast,
sorry.
but you can definitely see it on the live cast, and you need to stop it.
And
And Joseph's here; he's watching.
I love you, Joseph. You know, girl.
We actually talked about that after the NBC segment when
that's
we
right.
went out for lunch, Serena.
oh yeah, it's
So-
about social media.
Yes.
Yeah, social media is a big thing. And once again, volunteering, social media, and getting involved in your community,
Or
right?
even just clicking share. So when you see it, just click share, and that's it. Like you can get all the word out to those who are not
Right.
familiar with PIPA, because you'd be surprised. A lot of people don't necessarily know about PIPA, and we ran into that Island Vibe. We would go to people like, oh, like are you going to PIPA? And they're like, what is that? And so you
What?
yeah,
What?
it's
Oh, hell no.
you would be surprised. So
Here in
you
San
could-
Diego?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
I was
Island
shocked
Vibe,
at how many people had no idea what PIPA was or is.
Like, we went to all
Hey,
this
those are
too.
the people that just stay in the house.
Wow.
They must have came from out of state.
I
or
was saying because my white
Yeah.
people at work know people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the vendors there too, walking around to some of the vendors, we were like, oh yeah, there's another festival coming up. You should check it out. This is their
Sure.
website. Yeah, so if even like on your own social media, if you just click share, you'd be surprised how many people will be like, oh, what's that? Like,
Wow.
oh, I might just stop by because it's free. But it's free.
Right.
The only thing that you may need to plan ahead for is the parking.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, we do
So let's talk
offer.
about parking.
Yes.
Because parking is a big issue at PIFA. It's probably the biggest issue at PIFA.
Get there early.
Get there early.
Get there early.
Get there early.
I recommend
Super
parking
early.
shuttles.
Yeah.
6 o'clock.
Do you guys know where the shuttles are located?
SeaWorld.
SeaWorld and Crown Point, correct?
And there's
Is
another
there one?
hotel.
Is one over there at Fiesta Island?
Hospitality.
Or they're not doing that one?
Hospitality. Hospitality
Hospitality.
Point,
Yeah,
and then by
hospitality.
SeaWorld. And the shuttles start running at 7 o'clock, and the gates open at 7:30. So stay tuned on our social media pages so you can see the exact schedule, the directions, how to get there, and what you can and cannot bring into the festival.
FYI, there's no alcohol allowed.
And FYI, if you're gonna park at Fiesta Island, I'll pick you up on my boat. It's gonna be $25.
You're bringing money back to people, bro.
Free beer on the way over.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I drink inside.
Dude, that'd
That'd
be
be
So you
sick.
can't drink on People Beach.
Dude, if you had a pontoon
Oh,
and you could just like be like, hey, we're gonna take a cruise around the bay
Like a
and
fair.
we're gonna drop you off and you can drink all you want a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But you can't drink at FIFA.
yeah, that's your fault.
Nah, until you get that big Samoan family on that day. Whoa, hey, hey.
We have to break this up.
Whoa there, Junior.
Junior, you're only 500 pounds. You have to kick back. I'm gonna take the rest of the family over, and then I'll be back to pick you
I
up.
understand you're only 13. I get it.
I just got a
You're only
reminder.
1,300 pounds.
There is a small fee of $2 for the shuttle.
Okay, so
That's to
So-
help
That's
offset
not
the
bad.
cost.
That's not bad at all.
that's not bad. But parking has been a big issue, but once again, it's the biggest in the nation. It's an awesome time. There's great entertainment as far as dancing. Do you know if there's more musicians playing this year? I don't know of any other musicians besides Justin Rubio on Sunday. I just know there's a bunch of dance groups, but great dance groups.
We can give you the entertainment lineup to post up on your social
Okay,
media.
so we'll post that on Wednesday with the live or the podcast.
And me and Alana are performing as well.
Yeah.
What day and
Promote that,
time?
Promote that.
So Sunday, I'm dancing at 10:45.
And I'm dancing at 11:45. And we will also be doing our court dance, I believe, Saturday.
Saturday morning, I think it's at 9. Don't quote me on that.
But we will be there performing on the stage. So
Sunday? Well,
Saturday.
ParBar will be there Sunday
Yes, we will.
or Saturday. Saturday?
Saturday is the group performance, and then Sunday is our individual like
Okay.
I think our park
time
center
to
has something.
take it all in for the whole weekend.
I'll be dancing Saturday too.
Oh, we didn't ask you, man. What the hell?
Your
I came
name?
out there.
No one cares.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Once again, so thank you guys. Oh, we want to jump in one more thing. Actually, we're running out of time. We can try to do it briefly. I wanted to run a little bit back on what Alana had focused on with her focus on mental health and stuff like that within our community.
So when I was running, I decided that my platform is to increase confidence, especially in the youth in the Pacific Islander community. And I left that very vague because I had this huge plan going on in my head. And what I came up with is making videos that talk about what it means to be Pacific Islander and some of the issues that we face. So in doing my research and being in the community, I found out that there is this huge historical trauma that's happened to Pacific Islanders that kind of decreased our intergenerational communication. So we don't really know how to talk about sensitive topics with each other. So I am creating videos and a website to talk about what historical trauma actually is, issues about mental health, depression, drug use, family issues, sexual orientation, everything. So.
Yeah, that's. I mean, to me, that's cool. Yeah, and let us know when you drop that website or if when you get that up, because to me, I think that's a huge thing within our
community.
our community. And the only reason why I'm jumping back on this is because I've had people within my own family that have committed suicide, and you're kind of like, what the fuck? I thought you were all right. And you don't know. They don't leave no letters because they don't fucking, they don't want to write nothing. They don't want to drop no burdens on nobody.
Quiet,
Yeah.
stuck in the corner somewhere.
Yeah. And that's why for me it kind of hit home when you said that. I was like, yeah, it's true, because I mean I'm not like that, but I've had plenty of cousins that were like that.
Better not be like that. I'll slap the shit out you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah, we said that plenty of times.
we said that plenty of times. Like to us, there's no reason.
Yeah.
But we don't know the reason why they have it. I mean, anyway. That's awesome that you said that, Alex. So I like when you come up with that website or you do come up with that YouTube channel.
So the website is actually going live the first day of PIFA. So
Wow.
September 22nd,
Nice.
that morning, the first video will be posted, the website will be up, and it's also going to provide resources for local communication, local organizations, also government-funded programs for mental health, depression, and it's also going to talk about upcoming events in the Pacific Islander community.
Cool.
So that'll
So
be live September 22nd.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Great job. And then Serena, before we head out with you, is there anything you want to make sure we pass on to information as far as like I know you want to talk more about the scholarship program and how we get involved. We kind of recapped on that already, but is there anything else that we want to know as far as a community that you could think of?
To expand on Alana, we're also trying to bring up to the table how us millennials feel about the pressures of working and going to school and being Pacific Islander also. And we are going to try and bring that to our next summit that we are going to have. It is another high school conference, so just be on the lookout for that. It'll be next year. We're not sure about the date. We're getting everything settled and put together right now, but it's a really good way for young individuals who are high school or going into college who don't really know who they are, and we're just there to provide them some resources to be able to do everything to the best of their ability and confidently, and to let them know that you are not alone, that we are all here trying to make the most of our lives, and we're all under this pressure.
That's
So
great,
to
man.
be able to give them some resources, we're going to have another conference to show them the Pacific Islander culture, while also giving them time to tell their stories too.
That's awesome. I think it kind of recaps on what we did with Pisa from SDSU.
Yeah.
As far as like the reason why Louis and them made the club. You know what I mean? Like they made it to make a community because they felt lost. They didn't want to.
Oh, yeah.
You come out of like Oregon or Utah and you're in San Diego and like this big fast city, way faster city.
Yo, we need a brotherhood.
Yeah. It's like man,
Yeah, for real.
they ain't no damn Samoans out here. Like, like you just want someone who understands your food and your ways. But I want to thank you ladies for coming on. I really appreciate you guys coming on, and I'm really proud of to say that I'm proud of you guys and that you represent me, and I would love, for that. But once again, we're gonna head out this show. Is there anything else you guys want to say before we head out?
Thank you for supporting us, everyone out there, everyone watching, FIFA itself, all the board members, our family, everyone who takes the time to listen and give us a voice. We really appreciate it.
So if you guys want, once again, if you're looking for a website, it's pifasandiego.com, and you guys can find them out there, and we'll be out there next weekend.
Yes.
And we'll be live. Yeah. The ParBar will be on there Sunday, and it's gonna be a good time, guys. I hope you guys come and join us. Watch the entertainment. Watch and one thing, the voice in the background, Joanne Fields.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you for having us, and we'll see you there.
We'll see you guys there. Escalators.
And if you don't know what FIFA is, look it up on YouTube.
Thank you.